You've tried to rest, try the best. We sell it by the slice. I will make it with extra chi if that's what you want. And we are extremely generous. We are extremely generous with the sides around here. So here we are. Get fired up, get focused, get prepared. Bean Joe, Jeff Henderson, get fired up, get focused, get prepared. Because Beano Jeff is going to speak. We've got a ton to talk about. I just saw the odds. Pavia is now the favorite for the Heisman. Let me just say this for the record. Rough top. If the guy wore our uniform, we'd love him. I can't stand him. But if the guy wore my uniform, he'd be one of my all-time favorite players. He completely sold out in that game Saturday. I went back and rewatched it yesterday. Before we get Beano, I just want to say one thing about the Pavia guy. This is the highest level he's ever going to play at. That was his Super Bowl of life. And he played for his life championship Saturday. He talked a lot of trash in the offseason. And I went back and rewatched it, and damn it, he went out there and did it. We can hate on him all we want. And he's like 35 years old. And he's going to be in the spring league next year. And the money's going to dry up for him and his family. I hope they're saving it. And he's not going to win his court case. And he won his Super Bowl over the weekend because he's going to the Cheez-It Bowl, which is pretty ironic because it's extremely cheesy to see Vanderbilt give in to what they've given into. However, I have to say with credibility that if I had to vote for the Heisman Trophy, I'd vote for him. He's the best player in college football by far. He's the most valuable player in college football by far. If you took him off that, I'm just going to say this before Beano starts today. Let's get this off my chest. If you took him, I want the most orange of orange person to answer this for me. If you took him off Vanderbilt's football team, what's their record? Now, I want the most orange of orange person. If you took him off Vanderbilt's football team, what's the record? And now, answer me this. If you could get him in Knoxville next year, if he got another year and you could get him, would you get him? Yes, you would. So let's not lie to ourselves here. But we're picking up the pieces on a Monday, and we're going to attempt to try to make sense of college football. Because I'm not sure you can make sense of it. And ladies and gentlemen, leading off, and he will bat cleanup as well, but he bats leadoff today. He might bat second. He might bat third, fourth, fifth, and sixth before it's over. Put your hands together, meet and greet. Beano Jeff Henderson. Beano Jeff, take it away.
Well, good morning, Tony and Brian, everyone out there. In spite of what happened on Saturday, I hope everyone had a blessed and healthy Thanksgiving weekend. First off, credit where it's due, and I'll go right behind Tony here. Vandy's a very good football team. They've been better than us all year, and they were significantly better than us on Saturday. Hats off Diego Pavia. He's a hell of a football player, the kind that can change the course of a series and a program as long as he's there, and he's certainly done that for them and more. And I echo exactly what Tony said. I wonder what our record would be if we'd have flipped. And I'm grateful for what Joey's done, but obviously another level. That game itself was obviously decided by the fact that short of a couple of takeaways, we never had one answer for their offensive attack. You add on an anemic offensive effort in the second half, and you get a runaway Vandy win. A couple of key points in the game. You knew when we went 3 and out late in the first half that in all likelihood Vanderbilt was getting ready to score 14 points before our offense ever saw the field again. And that's exactly what happened. And I think Byron was the first one that our buddy Byron was the first one I heard mention this, but Then we gift them 8 points when you're crossing over from the first half to the second. In that, you get a questionable roughing call that turns a field goal into a touchdown, and then we drop a touchdown pass that turns a touchdown into a field goal for us. So that's 8 points. They score shortly thereafter. All of a sudden, instead of being up 6 points, they're up 14 points, and the game's over at that time because our offense has basically ceased to exist after they took about an hour real time off between having the football because our defense couldn't get off the dang field. Bottom line, regardless of what I said off the top about how good this Vanderbilt football team is or how good Pavi is, it's totally unacceptable and inexcusable for Vanderbilt to beat you by 3 touchdowns in Neyland Stadium, in Dudley Field, or on the damn moon. I'm a hypo guy. Anyone that's listened to this show for 5 minutes knows I'm a hypo guy. And I think he's shown in his time here that he's capable of winning at a high level. But when you lose 3 home games in one season to SEC teams, and you get beat on your home turf by 21 points by Vanderbilt, it's time to take a look in the mirror, and your head coach has to be the one to show that that's unacceptable by his actions. If we don't see significant staff movements and several veteran defensive acquisitions from the portal, then I'm afraid that writing on the wall that everyone's been yakking about for a couple of years concerning Josh Heupel's future will start to come into focus much sooner than I hoped or thought. Because at this level, with so much invested, I think you were exactly right in the blog today, Tony, to call it a crossroads. Because I do believe he's at a crossroads right now. And we'll see how he responds to it. I certainly hope he chooses a wise path because I still would like for him to be here for a number of years.
Ladies and gentlemen, the leadoff hitter has ceded the floor. Back to yours truly. Brian Hartman, you were on with me 5+ hours Saturday. Therefore, I don't know how much or how long we're going to go today because I'm kind of burned out. If I can be completely honest with you, I didn't move yesterday, which was an okay NFL day to do that. I tried to watch the Lady Vols play in the afternoon. I don't know if you guys have taken a look at them, but Kimmy, her kids don't play defense. I don't know how you're going to win like that, but Rick Barnes would have a conniption fit watching that team. They don't defend at all, Bri. Is that how they usually play? They don't defend at all. No offense to her. What is that?
Well,
you can't win playing like that.
Look like they're either going to turn you over or you're going to score.
I mean, my gosh.
Every trip down the floor. That's sort of what I got last year.
Where's Tim Banks when you need him?
So,
all right. I'm not going to pick
there's that.
I'm not going to pick on them. But I was watching them yesterday trying to get a feel good in Pauley Pavilion. By the way, Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime tomorrow after the Syracuse game. Tennessee on the road up there in the ACC SEC Challenge, playing a Big East team in the SEC ACC. College sports are the Lane Kiffin thing, the schedule. We have so much to talk about. My gosh. Brian, do you have anything you want to add before I go to the phones? Because I just want to go to the phones. I got nothing to say. I got nothing. But the emptiness inside.
Well, I'll just be, I can't. I hate to say this, but I just don't see how anybody's going to be excited about a potential bowl trip after what they saw. And it would be just a total troll job if they would have to go play in the Music City Bowl after losing to Vandy like they did 10 years ago in one of those Butch Jones seasons. And I think they played so bad that they fell from maybe what was it 18th all the way out of the top 25.
Hey, Brian, I'll tell you a troll job. You've never had a Heisman Trophy winner, and that guy won the Heisman Trophy in your building Saturday night. Bino, I went back and watched yesterday. This guy's running over people at the point of attack. He played like he was playing for his life, Bino, Saturday. Literally, like his life was on the line.
Yeah, he did, Tony, and I think that's basically the way he plays all the time. Former high school wrestler, just a tough kid, perfect trigger man for what they want to do there.
Yep.
Just poison for us.
Now he's 40 years old, and he's out there playing with kids, and I get all that, and his family's annoying, and they were starting fights in the stadium, and they're kind of trashy, and Vanderbilt sort of smeared with that. And Vanderbilt for years talked about Tony Vitello, comported himself like an Italian hillbilly and all these things, and they've clearly given into it to win. So to quote Bob Dylan by way of Jimi Hendrix, how does it fail, Vanderbilt? Because you've given in, and that's okay. But you've given in. They've made a deal here, Beanstar, to win. They had Candace Lee in the locker room the other day, and Pavia's given her a game ball and all this, that, and the other. Pavia's the type of guy that if he plays for you, you love him. When he's on the other team, you hate his guts. He's the epitome of that. Let's go to the phones. And I am going to go to the phones because I got nothing to say. I got nothing to add here. But this. Those of you expecting to see changes on Tennessee's coaching staff, signing day has been moved up this year. I believe it's in 2 days. And
yes, it is December 3rd.
Yeah, so they've flipped the calendar up a little bit. They've moved it up a few weeks. They're not going to do anything until none of these schools are with their coaching staffs until that occurs. And then we'll see what happens from there. Oh, man. Let's go to the phones. Here's the other thing. I just want to get this off my chest. Because Watson Brown really made me think. Back in the summer, he said, we are so used to calling things a program. I want to be fair to Josh Heupel here real quick. While we're piling on him. And people are going to pile on him, and he makes a lot of money. And, they just paid the guy at Kentucky $37 million to go away. Jimmy Fat Baby Sexton is killing these people. He's killing them. This guy is Mother Teresa because he decided or agreed to split his payments up into like 4 or 5 payments of $37 million. And he's Mother Teresa for that. On a mission to Calcutta because Jimmy Sexton, try this on for size with Mitch Barnhart when he bent him over at the trough. He negotiated a $37 million buyout payable in like 14 days. The original contract called for it. Two things. When are we going to quit this? As a fan bases across college football, we're making a bunch of average coaches rich beyond belief. And all these people all they are is moving parts on a carousel. Look at this hiring cycle. Look at it. Another thing that our friend Byron Williams said, and he's right about this, the model ought to be you go pay a coach that wants to be at your school because these guys are all the same. Okay? It's about the players. Vanderbilt won because they had better players. Tennessee didn't win this year because they didn't have enough players. I didn't believe in Tennessee this year because they didn't have enough players. And Tim Banks is kind of a nightmare. I mean, he sounds good at a press conference when he speaks, which is like every 6 months. And he looks good, but he can't coach a lick. So, and that's okay. If he has enough players like last year. Why don't these schools spend a couple $100,000 on the head coach and go put all that money for these PE teachers into your players? That's how you win. Did Clark Lee become a better coach? He was on the ropes, George Foreman. They were getting ready to knock him out and burn his foot on a George Foreman grill. Are you kidding me? Michael Scott? I mean, he was on the ropes with a burned foot. Here's the thing about this whole era of college football. If I have another person email me and tell me that it's year 5 of Josh Heupel, no, it's not. You are still living under the old model. It's not year 5 of Josh Heupel. It's year 1 of Josh Heupel. And next year's year 1 of Josh Heupel. Do you realize that there were 0 players basically on Tennessee's football team that went down there 2 years ago to Gainesville and lost that were on this year's team? Go count the number of players. You people that are living, and I love you to death. I'm for you, not against you. But this thing about how a guy's in year 5, that stuff is so antiquated, that way of thinking. But, before I go to the phones, is that not true that Watson Brown said it when he said we're now playing pickup football that people are paying huge amounts of money to watch? This is elevated pickup spring 7-on-7 football being played at major college universities across the country. Wait till you see the movement in the transfer portal. It's going to be staggering. And this whole concept of how you're building a program, no, you're not. Watson Brown's right. You have teams every year. You're not building programs. You have a team.
No, I think you're right, Tony. If you let's go back to Clark Lee just a second.
Mm-hmm.
Clark Lee turned things around by revamping his coaching staff and by determining that he needed to have more seasoned veteran football players on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Josh is at that crossroads where he has to decide, is this coaching staff that he currently has the one that can take Tennessee to the upper parts of the SEC regularly? And is his percentage of high school players versus transfer portal players, is it sufficient? Or does he need to increase the number of players he gets out of the portal where he has a more veteran football team? We've got a lot of good football players that aren't ready to play here, right? Redmond, Herring.
You're right. There's that Pilati kid.
Got a lot of good young
there's a
football
bunch of
players.
them. Yeah.
But Saturday, you're playing against guys that are 23, 22 years old.
Yep.
You're not going to match up. I don't care how much better you are than them coming out of high school. They're better than you right now.
What Clark Lee felt, and I don't know if Heupel's capable of feeling this when you look at him. Heupel, to me, Bino, and I don't want to say this, and I don't want to pick on the guy, because you people that say, well, it's year 5 and it's not fair to him, they had a bunch of injuries this year, and they have a new quarterback, and they finished 8-4. And in a vacuum, that's a pretty good season. When your quarterback leaves you at the end of spring practice and you go 8-4, it's a pretty good season. Until you throw the caveat in there that you lost 3 games in your building and you beat nobody, literally nobody with a pulse. And I think you only have 1 win over a team with a winning record, and that was ETSU, who I believe is 1 game over 500 in their deal and missed the playoffs in their deal. So all that I say, as we go round and around, to say this, and then we go to the phones, I want this guy to make it, but I don't sense a lot of urgency out of him. I just don't. And I don't sense a lot of fire in his belly. And I think high school recruiting right now, I'm going to be really honest with you, is vanity. It's vanity. How does Ole Miss do in high school recruiting? They're in the playoffs. You tell me, how do they do in high school recruiting?
They don't do very well.
That's right.
They don't even pay attention to it. Now, I do think you have to strike a better balance, Tony, than, say, Florida State or Clemson on different sides of the spectrum. I think Florida State is a cautionary tale about not going all in on the portal.
Here's the problem. Yeah,
that's where you get.
Here's the problem with high school.
You get one great year and a couple of that stink.
That's right. Here's the problem with high school recruiting, though. The guys on Tennessee's team, these young kids that they think have a future, didn't play this year. People are going to come sniffing around on them and pick them off your roster because they didn't play. That's what's going to happen. That's what's happened. That's how they've had guys leak out of the deal. That's kind of how this works. You have almost got to be super aggressive in the portal in this era and set your team year to year. And you got to show urgency in the portal. People got on me. Listen, our wide receivers are pretty good. But you had a chance to add that Concepcion guy last year. You got to go get him. You got to get serious. Do you realize that if you have that Concepcion guy, do you lose to Georgia? Do you lose to Oklahoma? I mean, I'm just being serious here. I like our okay wide receivers. They're okay. But they're not great. Some of you are pretending. You know what they were this year? They were great against awful competition, which is fine. Fine. I hate to call. I'm just calling it what it is. You got to show urgency, man. And look, you know, finishing in the top 10 now and recruiting. There are so many different ways to build your roster. And I know it, you know, the VolQuest of the world and the 2-4. And I'm not trying to hurt those guys because it's great. Everybody needs to make a living. I love it. I love that you love recruiting. It's great. High school recruiting has never meant less than it means right now. I mean, it just hasn't. And while we have unrestricted free agency in the sport, you've got to take advantage of it. You've got to. Kill or be killed. I told the story Saturday night, and I'm going to go to the phones, about Tony Vitello, and this stuck with me. He called me up. I called Bino after he called me. Bino, corroborate this. This Ozuna guy. He's cussing me out. You're the Sean Sunday guy. You're the guy that beats the drum. How come you haven't said a word about him? I said, Tony, you're beating everybody by 100 runs. Why don't you get on the air and say something and write it in your blog and people will get people behind it and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, he goes, why are people worried about it? I go, Tony, you're beating everybody by 100 runs. In his mind, okay? I already have a great baseball team, but it's not good enough. If you're going to have a long run at one of these schools, you have to have that mentality. Now, look, Nick Saban had that mentality when it was high school recruiting. When it came to the portal, he got out. He said, I ain't doing this every year. First of all, I can't hard coach guys anymore. And they're going to jump, and they're going to pick my roster apart. But then he got on the draft thing and was on draft coverage, and he said, yeah, we tried to get Quinyon Mitchell off wherever he was in the MAC. We tried to get him after his freshman year. We tried really hard. Just basically admitting, yeah, we tampered. Which is my point here. And I'm with Bino. Look, I love Josh Heupel. I think he's done a really wonderful job to this point. The athletic director gets on my nerves, but you know, because he doesn't respect you, but that's okay. That's neither here nor there. He respects about 20 people that have money, and everybody else, he just looks at you as like a bunch of plebes that are in his way. No offense. But the head coach, does he have the fire in the belly to flip a staff? Does he have the fire in the belly to be a kill or be killed guy in the portal? It's a fair question. Because if he doesn't, he's going to get run over next football season. Yes, Bino, that's what's going to happen. And Bino's not an alarmist. Bino's kind of a guy that calls it down the middle, and then we'll go to the phones. Bino, is that not the case that when you look at that schedule next year, I can promise you Lane Kiffin is going to go out and get a kill or be killed roster at LSU. He's going to roll in here with a very good team. I can promise you that Texas is going to have an older offensive line. They're going to roll in here with a very good team next year. I can promise you that the DeBoer guy at Alabama, if he's still there and doesn't go to Penn State or God knows where, is going to have a kill or be killed roster. And that's just the start of it. The Summerall guy, who's not on our schedule next year at Florida, is going to be a kill or be killed guy if you watch the way he's conducted himself. Comrade Golish, who I think is not a very good hire by Auburn. I don't get him. I don't think he's a very good game manager. Some of you are in love with him. Fine. That's okay. He was certainly a good bad cop here, but he wasn't a good game manager this year down the stretch for them. But he still got rewarded for it because that's where we are. Look, I don't want to get this guy fired. I like this guy. I think he's rehabable, but he's got to become a kill or be killed guy or he's going to get run over. Am I being an alarmist, Bino, or am I right? And kill or be killed means you better fix your coaching staff and your systems and the things that get you beaten games. And you better hit the portal harder and you better go at it with a sense of urgency. You can't be reactive. They were totally reactive with that quarterback thing last year. Totally reactive. And they put themselves in the mercy of that crazy family. You cannot do that. Next time around, if you find out your starting quarterback is negotiating with somebody behind your back, you call him into the office and you say, listen, you are gone. And the Boo Carter thing, you can't let somebody disappear off your campus for a month and punk you. You cannot. You've got to quit being reactive, man, or you're going to get run over in this deal. You just are. And I like the guy. I want him to make it. Look, the Alabama high water mark from a few years back, beating Saban, and that was one of the funnest days in the history of our program. And so many good highs. But hey, Saturday's an all-time low. We have to be honest about it. It's an all-time low now. And I like the guy. I want him to make it. Go ahead, Brian. Then we go to the phones.
Well, it's just that not doing anything during the course of that game Saturday to maybe change the direction it was going in, like surprising him with an onside kick to start the second half, faking a punt, doing something kind of off the – something to show some urgency.
Yep.
Doesn't get my hopes up.
Bino, does he make changes in the coaching staff? What do you think before we go to the phones?
I don't know, Tony. I've told you my biggest concerns with Josh, and you say sense of urgency, and I think that's probably a pretty good term. And I'm also not sure that he has the stomach, or you have to have a little bit of a mean streak to do the things that you have to do. Almost be a little bit heartless to do the things that you have to do to survive for a long period of time at Tennessee's level. I don't know. I hope he does. I think it's imperative that he does because the challenge just gets greater from here. And so you've got to turn up what you've been doing in order to keep up when you go to that 9-game conference schedule.
There is no doubt.
It's a different animal. Yeah. But I will say this, Tony. I'd rather be where we are right now than to be out there looking for a coach right now like a lot of these teams are.
Amen, brother.
You just look at yesterday. Other than Lane Kiffin, who got hired yesterday that you would say, man, that's an upgrade over Josh?
Nope. Not one of them.
Nobody. And nobody's going to from this point either in this hiring cycle.
So
I've always said, Be careful what you wish for. You can think anything you want about Josh. I understand.
Sure.
Be careful what you wish for, but now it's also be careful when you wish for it.
Well, it's kind of like this. The Throat today said Tennessee needs to look around and try and upgrade over Joey Aguilar. And that sounds great. But Joey Aguilar is pretty good. Like, if you could get him back for another year, like if you found out today that he was eligible for next year, would you try to upgrade over him? I mean, I guess you could. You could do a whole hell of a lot worse than him. We've seen it. And that's how I feel with Heupel. I think Heupel and Aguilar are both pretty good. And if you surround those guys with enough quality people, you'll win. And if you don't put enough quality people around them, You kind of are going to get what you got this year, I think. I'm afraid. And it's going to be very interesting. So we're not going to see any player. We're not going to see any coach moving for a couple of days. We'll see what happens. Will Tim Banks feel the smoke from a distant fire, Sanford Townsend? And will he run to like Virginia Tech or somewhere? I don't know. We can only hope so. And if you're a Virginia Tech fan listening, I want you to know something. Tim Banks is one of the great tacticians in college football. He's an incredible, voracious recruiter. Every room he walks in, he lights up. He's a tremendous interview. He's a great quote. He's a thinker. He makes me think every time I see him or hear him. He's taught us a lot of football. He's just an incredible. He's a force, is what he is in major college football. Speaking of major college football, God, we got so much to talk about. All right, the calls after this. My gosh. Living Vol fan, make Alumni Hall your one-stop shop for all your Vol fans on your shopping list this holiday season. There's nothing better than getting your favorite Tennessee gear under the tree. Picture it, a nice polo shirt, a new hoodie, something for the man cave. Pop in and see my friends at Alumni Hall. A selection of Tennessee gear. Alumni Hall, 3 Knoxville locations, Bristol, Johnson City, Murfreesboro, or online at alumnihall.com. It's easy to have a big orange Christmas. And happy holidays from everyone at Alumni Hall. The ultimate volunteer shopping experience. Alumni Hall. Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders. Fly with Calhoun's Smoky Mountain baked beans or creamy coleslaw salad. Finish things off. Pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gouffon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gouffon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years, 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Gouffon Moving and Storage are pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Gouffon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gouffon.com. That's Gouffon.com. Or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gouffon Moving and Storage. Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the Exception spec, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Brr, it's getting cold outside. Is your heating system ready for winter? Don't wait to find out. Pipe Wrench's $79 heating system tune-up ensures your HVAC is ready for those cold nights so your home stays warm, safe, and worry-free all winter long. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune every part of your HVAC system for maximum efficiency and comfort. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left out in the cold waiting for help. We make it easy with free on-site estimates for replacements and free second opinions on repairs. Call or schedule your $79 heating system tune-up online today at pipewrench.com. We are committed to keeping your home cozy and worry-free this holiday season. Pipe Wrench Home Services, trusted in Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and neighboring communities for over 20 years. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free. For standard systems only, visit pipewrench.com for details.
Basilio here with Alan from WeShipFloors.com. Alan, is it true? Are we really having a Black Friday sale? Lay it on me.
Yeah, Tony, Black Friday is the biggest time of the year for us. We're going to do a 40% off sale. That's what we're doing to everybody else. But for the Tony Basilio listeners, we're going to do 45% off. So you get an additional 5% off, which should be hundreds of dollars. All you got to do is use the promo code Tony. But for the real listeners, we're going to do another promo code. The second promo code is going to be promo code Negadave. So with the promo code Negadave, you actually pay 5% more. So 35% off using promo code Negadave, 45% off using promo code Tony.
We're kind of having some fun here, but when you're talking about 120 super core floors, I've shown them over on the website, the video. You can't destroy this floor.
Very tough floor that I designed. When I say literally millions of square feet,
Levi Stubbs, brah. And this cat was in his 50s, and he was belting it out. And that was a real deal Holyfield. I mean, Pete Golding? I'm sorry. Pete Golding is a bronze medal. It's a bad sport. It's a great fascination, college football. It's turning into a bad sport, man. Bad sport. Let's go to the phones. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, guys. Dave.
Oh, boy.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Got you, Dave.
I know you can't say it's year 5, but let me ask you this. Is he a better coach today than when he got here?
I don't know. I'm not on the practice field.
Do y'all think he's a better coach?
I'm not on the practice field. I have no idea. I don't know.
Jeff?
Dave, I don't know that he's a better coach than when he got here. When he got here, he was just so good from right out of the chute that he set the bar really high as to what our expectations would be going forward.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I don't believe he's advanced as the CEO of the program at the level that he needs to. I think he needs to become more an overseer of the whole program and less of an overseer of the offensive part of the game.
Hey, do you guys know how many guys he brought from UCF with him?
I can look it up. I don't know the exact number, but it was a good bit. It was a pretty high number of people.
Well, the reason I say that is that their record got worse every year. Now, I know there was COVID mixed in there, and that, some guys opted out or whatever. But, 3 years is probably not long enough to judge things on.
Well,
That's all
it probably was, considering they were undefeated his first year. There was nowhere to go but down, but still, your point's pretty good.
Well, the narrative on Heupel's going to be, and I don't know whether this is fair or not, but it's the narrative. And I guess it's up to them to change the narrative. The further they got away from Scott Frost, the worse it got. The further they're getting away from his best team was with Jeremy Pruitt's players. And then last year they scratched into the playoff with an older defense that brought them home. But the quarterback they spent all the money on he couldn't play.
Here's the thing that can y'all hear? I'm I don't know if the phone's breaking up or not.
Yeah. Go ahead. You're okay. We can hear you.
Here's the thing. I think Josh Heupel coached this year like he had last year's defense. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think you could say that. Yeah, I think that's probably a fair statement. Like Brian said the other day, if I have this year's defense and I am not stopping Vanderbilt at all, and I know they're going to score a touchdown after halftime in the middle 8, everybody knew that. But, everybody in the stadium knew Pavia was going to take that ball and go down there and score. When they gifted Vanderbilt that phantom call, and our coach stood there and didn't say a word to the officials, like not a word. I'm sorry, that's another thing that's got to change, man.
But he didn't see the play, so how could he?
You're not getting any calls. You're not getting any. They're treating you literally like you're Jeff Levy. That's what they treat Josh Heupel like. Like he gets a Mississippi State whistle. It's offensive, really. But go ahead, Dave. Dave left us. Dave got frustrated with the connection there. I apologize, Dave. Let's go back to our phones at 865-200-5402. Bino, you can't let a guy make that call on you. I'm watching the Colts yesterday, and I'm going to just evoke Bino's Shane Steichen here. They had a phantom interference call right in front of the sideline, and Shane Steichen ran out onto the field. And he's a young coach at that level, just like Heupel's a kind of younger coach at this level. Heupel's one of the more veteran coaches in the league right now. He's one of the more senior coaches in the league right now. In fact, he might be the senior coach in the league right now. Run on the damn field like Shane Steichen did yesterday. Make those guys confront you with what they've just done. I mean, don't you at some point, Bino, have to stand up for yourself? At some point.
Yeah, I mean, this is something you've said a lot, Tony, that I'm coming around to a little bit more. You know, my thing's always been you just have to kind of be who you are, and that's not who he is. But he does need to be more demonstrative with some of the egregious stuff that's going on, especially at home. The no call on the first deep pass was, I think that was worse than the roughing call.
Totally
I couldn't
agree.
see the roughing call very good from where I was at, but someone showed it to me on the phone afterwards, and I thought it was a never mind, a complete never mind. So, and I don't know how Josh didn't see it as Brian was saying. It's right in front of him.
Well, he said in the press conference, they asked him about it, which again, whether you saw it or not in the press conference, you ripped the officials after the game. What would Kirby Dunn do? He ripped the officials. Take the fine. You're making $10 million, man. And look, I'm not asking for the guy to be something he's not. I'm not. But you got to fight for your right to party. If you don't, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Rick Barnes is working officials when they make a call he agrees with. He's getting in their ear early in a game. Watch him. Watch him. Because they know we're going to play 35 for 5 at the end of the game. I got to get the calls in the last 5 minutes to go my way. Whether I'm here, whether I'm there, whether I'm anywhere. This Heupel guy gets 0 whistles. They respect him not at all. They run over him like he's a marshmallow. He's won 10 games twice in 5 years. This year he won 8 games, which is pretty good. Now, I realize the Vanderbilt thing stings and all that stuff. But you got to fight. At some point, you've got to fight for your right to party. Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony, Bino, Brian.
Hey, T.
You know, if, Heupel's kind of the Rodney Dangerfield of coaches as far as the officials are concerned. And maybe it would start if he would get rid of that lay-down joke of a lineman that he does after a touchdown and when there's no TV timeout coming up, because that's a damn disgrace. And I saw it again at Neyland on Saturday.
Yeah, they did it. Yeah.
The Neyland effect on Saturday, Tony, Bino, Brian, was a Thanksgiving tryptophan-induced nightmare. It was the worst second half of football I've ever witnessed in my lifetime being a Tennessee fan. 24-3 beat down by Vanderbilt in the second half. Vanderbilt averaged over 9.2 yards per play in the second half. 24-3 second half beat down, 9.2 yards per play by Vanderbilt. A coach who remains nameless, an assistant coach, a D coordinator, should have been fired on the tarmac after that game. I mean, what a disgrace. Tony, the next time Josh, too nice of a guy, Heupel, chews out a player after a horrible effort or a horrible play, or the next time he fires a coach, will be the first time in his lifetime that he's done that. And putting up with that Nico boo-boo garbage, I mean, he lost the locker room, Tony. He lost a lot of fans. No discipline whatsoever. Rodney Dangerfield of a coach. And no, Tony, I would not want Pavia as my quarterback.
You would take him in 10 seconds. Come on,
no,
man.
I would not, Tony.
You love Tony Vitello. He was doing the same stuff.
Value character, Tony.
Tony Vitello was doing the same stuff. Come on, man.
No, he was not.
Oh, he was doing all that in-your-face stuff.
Vitello doesn't
Come
have
on.
Trailer trash family getting arrested at about every football game and absolutely showing zero class. Pavia is flipping off the Alabama student section in one breath and talking about Jesus in the next. That guy is low character, trailer, trash. I don't want him anywhere near my program. But Tony, make no mistake.
You would love him if he played for you.
As a football player, he's an outstanding 29-year-old college football player.
That's exactly what he is. He needs to be over there with George Blanda, smoking a cigarette and drinking a beer over there on the sidelines in a folding chair.
If it's true about Tony Vitello really looking into the family of players he recruits, I don't think there's any way he would get past
Brian.
Yeah,
100%.
That's what Tony did. Tony, if you had crazy parents, he wouldn't fool with you.
He wouldn't have fooled with that guy.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't even wasted a 5-minute Zoom call on Pavia. Make no mistake about it.
Hey, Bino, if you could get Pavia to quarterback the Vols next year in this kill or be killed age, would you do it? Yes or no, Bino?
Yes.
Thank you.
Well,
Taylor, you can stand on your principles. I'm going to go because if we'd had him this year, Bino, what's our record? If we have him this year,
9-3.
No, it's 10-2, easy. No.
Not with that defense, Tony.
Well, that's a good point. That defense is so bad.
They're slaw.
Taylor, they're slaw. Yep. Thank
Tony,
you. Yeah.
All 3 losses at home.
Oh, man.
Check it out. All 3 losses at home. Tennessee was dominated in the second half.
Dominated.
You gotta love those. You gotta love those adjustments at halftime. I mean, got absolutely destroyed in the second half on all 3 losses. It was almost like, well, it's just unbelievable. Tony, last thing on the way out.
Yes.
I'm getting wordy, I know, but I'm passionate. I'm frustrated.
Yes.
Saturday was an abomination. It was, Tony, I shouldn't say I expected. I would not have been surprised. I was kind of expecting a 41-38 type of game.
Yeah.
Tennessee loses. If they play first half, okay, great. They played hard. Second half, if they would have just competed and lost, I wouldn't be having this conversation. But to get 24-3 in the second half and no fight, no effort, have a coach over there clapping his hands and absolutely looking like he is completely disengaged on the sideline, we deserve better. Maybe the parity account is right, Tony. Maybe he's got to deal with Penn State because he sure didn't act like he was coaching the team. But last thing on the way out, Tony, here's the deal. Vitello figured it out in baseball, and it's obviously the exact same in this portal, NIL, mercenary era. You have got to have an old upperclassman, graduate transfer, proven portal transfer-laden team if you're going to compete for championships in this era of where we're at.
That's right.
The oldest team in the SEC dominated the youngest team in the SEC on Saturday. If Heupel doesn't make some immediate coaching changes and embrace the portal and supplement some of these high school talent. But here's the other thing, Tony. How many of our freshmen and sophomores that are talented that we absolutely want to retain are going to attrite with a paycheck elsewhere?
That's exactly
what's going to happen. Is Redmond gone next year? I don't know.
I don't know. But that's the problem. And I appreciate the call. Thank you. 865-200-5402. Who's this right here?
Hey, Tony B. I'm sitting here listening to this.
Whoa. Okay, hang right there. I got to get a timeout. That's Florida? Oh, boy. This is going from bad to worse.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Love. Fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
Score a TD every time with T3 Vodka. T3 is Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. T3 Vodka is taking the Volunteer State by storm. T3 Vodka, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, where quality isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. Filtered 10 times and 80 proof. T3 Vodka delivers a smoothness that's unmatched. This dedication to excellence has already earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades. T3 is a 5-time gold medal winning vodka and the 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner. Whether you're sipping it neat or on the rocks or mixing up your favorite cocktail,
T3 Vodka is your choice for a premium, award-winning experience. Score a T3 TD and ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right. Drink T3 Vodka and score a touchdown every time. T3, Tennessee's premium vodka. Distributed by Athens Distributing Company. Please drink responsibly.
When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio Show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Basilio here for Budget Transmissions. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, took his Ford Escape to budget, and like our gold bullet back in the day, it was a total mess. And now, Matt's back in the game. He's got a new transmission, axle, wheel bearing, both radiator hoses, engine mounts, coolant hoses. I mean, his Ford Escape was about to escape to the junkyard, but he didn't begrudge it. He took it to budget, and now he's on his way back to Omaha. Budget Transmissions, over 30 years in business, conveniently located in Bearden. All extended service contracts are honored. A gold certified Repair Pal member. 865-584-4391. 865-584-4391. Budget Transmissions. Don't begrudge it. Take it to budget.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama Zizi approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and Zizi.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols.
Yeehaw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine. Live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today. Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
Hey there, Basilio crew. Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. The holiday season is here, and if your plans include unwrapping your new home, then take advantage of less competition and motivated sellers while others are out fighting over parking spots at the mall. Smart buyers are out snagging deals on great homes, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com. And as always, go Vols!
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B. By the way, we do have a, let's keep it live and legal here.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340. WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fanrun Radio.
Taking it up to the playbook with William Pattison, ladies and gentlemen. Bow thy head. When you say thy name, he'll be up with you. Here in less than an aura, as the Pavias like to say. Because we both have Hispanic quarterbacks, and what happened Saturday obviously was no bueno. Speaking of no bueno, ladies and gentlemen, Joshy Boy's call the other night has been turned over to Nick Bockwinkel III, the commissioner of the program. It is currently under review. It'll go about as quickly as one of those Southeastern Conference reviews. But he had an unfortunate thing to say about our head coach the other day, and I think it merits review for a suspension. Bino, remind me to tell you about it during the next break.
I've heard about it, Tony. Joshua Boy somehow just about immediately went from under wings to under review.
And let's go back to our phones. Hello and welcome into our next call. You are live on our Monday edition. Unfortunately, you have a new coach and you haven't lost a show.
Hey, Tony B, let me tell you something. If that damn commissioner do anything to Joshy Boy, I'm stop listening to everything. Because Joshy Boy just told his feelings. And another thing, when I called and showed my boy over to the steel mill, your boy told me he was looking for me, and then you have a nerve to hang up in my face and don't let me on.
All right, I don't blame you. I don't blame you for being salty, because if I hired Pat Summerall, where's Tom Brookshire? That's what I want to know. You got Pat Summerall. Was you going to bring John Madden back as your offensive coordinator? Maybe Brent Musburger?
Exactly what I'm getting ready to say.
You got Pat Summerall, Holmes.
Hey, Tony B, I'm like your last caller. Right now, I'm just a fan, brother. I'm just a fan because Scott Strickland I had 3 times at this, and he done screwed him up every time. Every time. So guess what? Guess who's on the clock now? Scott Strickland. So I ain't mad at nobody, man. I'm just taking it one day at a time. Y'all can talk about it all you want to. That ain't giving, guys. Listen, USC, y'all, Alabama, you know, a leopard don't change his spots, man. Everybody think that dude gonna go down there and be successful, bro. With the talent he got down there, it ain't about the talent. He can get the talent, bro.
Oh, he's gonna win down there. He's gonna win down there. Yeah.
You know, he left y'all at midnight, and he left Ole Miss at 6 o'clock in the morning. You got fans shooting him birds. You got fans throwing fingers up at him too. So guess what, man? This in Florida we have zero tolerance for anything else. Zero tolerance.
Alan Ward, WeShipFloors.com wants to know if Megatron's available for an NIL deal. Would he do a commercial on here? Megatron.
Yes, he will. He know how to talk. I have a little podcast on there where I kind of interview him and talk to him about stuff. We're gonna try to do that for the kids in the community as well. We're gonna try to use my platform to bring the kids up where other people really don't talk about it. We're going to try to do that.
You've interviewed Megatron on your podcast?
Yes. I recorded it, and I'm going to send you a copy of it. He's a little shy, but that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get the shyness out of him and get him ready to start talking to people, man.
Well, that's a very, very good. And how old is he?
He's 11.
11. Yeah. Pruitt's Neck Gator wants to know. Great name, by the way. Can Megatron play defense?
No, he's strictly a receiver. Strictly.
Well, we don't need him then. We have enough receivers, they tell me. So.
No, when you get him, he's catching everything. At this age, he's catching it all. Only missed 2 passes in the fourth quarter when they threw it to him. Didn't get a pass all season to the fourth quarter.
Florida, are you high on the Summerall hire, yes or no?
No.
Don Cricky wasn't available, Bino? No Don Cricky?
All the old names. Ray Scott.
I mean, what are we doing, Florida? You hired Pat Summerall.
Bob,
hey, man, I was shocked myself, man. Hey, listen, like I said, Scott Strickland's he's on the clock, bro. He done messed up 3 of them.
You went from Lane Kiffin to Pat Summerall, Merlin Olsen, Bob Trumpy.
Hey, man. Who else was out there? Tell me who else was out there,
That's
Tony
the
B.
point. That's what we're trying to tell our living Vol fans. These people want to fire Josh Heupel, man. Speak the truth.
Man, Josh Heupel, man, he just need to make some coaching decisions on defense, man.
That's it.
And listen, he's got to be firm in what he's doing, bro. You got to make those decisions. I don't give a damn if Tim Banks was my brother. If he wasn't doing, I'm firing his ass.
Do you think Tim Banks is a good? Do you think he's a good coach, Florida? When you watch Tim Banks?
No. I mean, come on, man. Y'all didn't score after the second half, bro. 3 points in the second half, bro, against Vanderbilt that y'all done beat up on for 100 years. And they come up in here in front of 103,000 people and mollywop you. That's kind of be crazy.
What is going on? Crazy. Florida is speaking the truth right now. You're out of here. Too much truth out of you. You're aggravating me. 865-200. What's my number? 865-200-5402. Is that right, Bri?
Yes.
5402.
Yeah, you do 5.5 hours of this Saturday, Bino. See how you'd feel.
Hey, I ain't doing a half hour of that.
Bino told me, he said, I ain't losing twice on one Saturday. He used to do the post-game show with us. He said, I ain't doing that. I ain't losing twice. Those were good days when Bino says that. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air. The only thing left now is for Colombo to call in and pledge his allegiance. Is he going to pledge his allegiance to Lane Kiffin, Bino, when he calls in today? What do you think? What's your sense of Colombo?
Why would he have to? Why would he have to do that?
Back to our phones we go. Hi, you're on the air.
How you doing, Tony?
Oh my gosh, it's like an all-star.
There's Bill.
It's an all-star team today.
Buddy, man, I'll tell you what, it was a horrible Thanksgiving weekend. Your Eagles lost.
Thanks, Bill, for reminding me.
Sam's Lions lost. Nebraska lost. Michigan lost. The Volunteers lost. Geno's Colts lost. Of course, my Titans lost. What else is new?
Brian Hartman, your Jags won yesterday over the Titans. Where do you, Brian?
Did the Jags lose, Titans, Bill?
Where
you didn't mention them.
No, they won. They beat your team beat my team.
Where do you put that win, Brian, in terms of special wins on the year?
I literally about fell asleep in the fourth quarter.
God!
It really was one of the worst. I just can't believe a team out there exists that is so not only are they bad, but they're not very smart and they're undisciplined like that.
Blair
It
Reese.
was really sad to watch. I mean, they're not even worth trolling at this point.
Blair Reese, Carolina Panthers right now are the funnest team in the league to watch. That is so fun what's going on over in Carolina with that upstart young team, Bill.
Yeah.
Bill, who's talking in the background? What is that?
Well, right now I'm watching Mad Men
All right. Well,
on AMC Plus.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and get back to it? Let's get our next call in. Hello and welcome. You're on the air.
Goodness,
hey,
great.
What's up, Tony? It's Gray.
Hey, Gray. Welcome in.
Man, I want to make sure that you have a plan over the next few days and weeks to get some rest over the holidays. You're obviously fried, and I mean that sincerely, man.
Thank
Doing
you.
this really sort of negative type of show over and over and over, dude, it's not good for the soul. I hope we can get focused on basketball and that you can get some rest.
Yesterday,
I'll say amen to that.
Yesterday, I turned my phone off, stayed off the phone until Richard G. West reported, and then I was tracking airplanes. An airplane that went from the Carolinas, that was registered to Tampa, that went from the Carolinas over to McGee Tyson, the private aviation firm there, and then flew up to State College. And then I realized it was a single-engine plane, and I thought there's no way in the world Josh Heupel's on that.
You know, I just realized that Richard G. West was a fake account. I was told yesterday.
I tell you what, Wes Rucker, that's a self-aware guy there.
He's a real Sherlock Holmes, Tony.
No, he's a real he's a living, breathing definition of a twit.
That guy always has the inside scoop.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, what you do in many things in life, what you do today is where you're going to be in 1 to 2 years, whether it's sales, your business, and also in football with coaching. I don't think Heupel can get us back where we need to be. I don't think he's going to have enough time because I think he's already, if his seat's not hot, it's certainly at least lukewarm. And it's going to take him 1 to 2 years to even get us back where we were last year or 3 years ago with Hooker. You can't just overhaul this thing overnight. We thought Florida State had done that when they beat Alabama. We thought they had literally taken a 2-10 team and turned them into a championship contender. But we saw as the year went on that wasn't the case. And Tony, you've been really sort of astute talking about some of the state of football now with the NIL. And I think I told you I went to the Florida State Clemson game, and I was watching Florida State in that game, and they reminded me so much of Tennessee in the Vanderbilt game. It's like they're not playing for a school, they're not playing for a cause, they're not playing for something bigger than themselves, and you have to have a coach to sort of make that happen. And I just don't think Heupel's that coach. And I do think what you mentioned the other night, is he an OC or a head coach? He's an OC. He's an offensive coordinator. He's got too much data going on in his headset. He cannot organize and keep track of what he needs to keep track of. And he's trying to control everything. He's almost like an entrepreneur that can't bring on new employees because he's just trying to control everything. So I will say, though, out of all the carousel that happened this weekend, I think Golish is different than a bunch of those guys. I kind of wish we had him next year.
No, he can't coach a lick, man. If you watched him down in and down out and lost money on him like I did this year, he can't coach. He can't manage a game, man. No offense.
He needed a blowout. He needed a blowout in every game.
Yeah, he can't. I'm telling you, you wait till we see him in the microscopes under him. And
if
you
it was a close game, forget it.
That's right. Brian's right. You watch some of the stuff this guy does. The comrade.
Okay, well, I won't argue that point. Just going back to my original point of it takes a year or two to turn things around. So if you look at the end of last year, we lost by 25 points at Ohio State.
Yes.
It was clear that we were not in that upper echelon personnel-wise and probably even staff-wise. And here we are a year later, and it's actually gotten worse because you just got beat by 21 points on your home field by Vanderbilt.
Yeah, but look, here's the thing. Heupel I want him to have more urgency. I don't know if he will. In this day and age, you're either going to kill or be killed. It's a year-to-year proposition. Tennessee could roll out there with a great team next year and go 10-2. They could do it. But
how are they going to do that?
But they better go get some veteran players if they're going to do that, and have some of these kids come that are there, that are already on the roster. But they've got to have veteran players. You better fortify your defense. You better sign 8 to 10 guys and invest a lot of money in your defense. Bino's right, and you better strengthen yourself up the middle. I'm talking about get some stud tackles, a stud middle linebacker, stud safeties. Let's just go ahead and start there. And that's going to be very expensive.
I have a question for Bino. So looking at next year, if you could have your choice of one of two things, the first choice being that Tim Banks stays, but we go and get the exact type of personnel that Tony just said, or we mostly just keep what we have, but we get a better defensive coach next year. Which one of those choices would you pick?
Well, Gray, I'm always going to pick the better personnel, because I think there's only so much difference a coach can make if he doesn't have the right people out there. So if those are the choices, then like last year, get the best pieces on the field, and your coaching will be fine.
I just have a couple more things. So, did you guys hear what Joey said in the post game about bad practice habits?
I did not.
Dino, did you catch that?
I did not. I didn't listen to the post game, Gray.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a clip that was kind of making the rounds, but I'm going to have to paraphrase it. He said, "Yeah, it all starts with our practice habits," something along those lines. And a lot of people took that as that team's not practicing very hard, and obviously Heupel seems to be okay with that.
Heupel's got to tighten it up, guys. I mean, let's just call it what it is. But you know what? They had a lot of injuries this year, and they still got home at 8-4. And if they'd have won Saturday, I was going to give the guy an A. But the difference between losing Saturday and getting beat by 21 and looking like that is the Grand Canyon. I mean, let's just face facts here. It's the Grand Canyon.
Yeah. Well, Tony, I appreciate all the work you're doing. I know you're probably exhausted, but real quick, I'll end with this. Bino, I love your rant to open the show. It almost sounds like exactly what I would have said. Great job with that. And one of the people that I'd love to get on live when he's on is Sinclair, because as far back as 2 months ago, and I think it was actually after a win, it might have been the Mississippi State win or maybe the Arkansas win, he was saying, like, I can tell this guy does not care about defense. Talking about Heupel. He's like, I don't know what to say. This is Sean talking. He's like, I don't know what to say, because Heupel is so obsessed with offense, almost like a video gamer. And he's so obsessed with the next play that, as you guys stated, he missed that personal foul right before half that basically ended the game for us. But he was talking about not just defense, but also little things like special teams and clock management, all this kind of stuff. And he was like, this guy does not seem to care about that stuff. And I think the longer we get into this guy's tenure, it is becoming clear that this is who he is. I don't think he's going to change. And here's the thing, even if he does change, it's going to take so much longer to get back where we need to be that I think we should even just look at moving on from him. You know, now, like if the guy wants to go to Penn State, which I think that was total BS. That was not a real coaching rumor that this guy's going to Penn State. Why on earth would Penn State want Heupel? I mean, it's just a joke.
Well, no. I think Penn State would take Josh Heupel. Look at the guys that are being hired here. You pause on that for a second. I do not dismiss that out of hand. Here's why. They had a flatline coach in James Franklin who never beat anybody. Heupel's got some quality wins on his record and scores a lot of points, runs up the score on lesser teams, struggles against the better teams, which is to be expected in all levels of sport and society, the higher up you go. But I wouldn't dismiss that he would be attractive to Penn State fans. They would love that style of football. We're kind of tired of it. Some people are, and I get that. But it's like anything. When you see the tricks enough, you grow kind of tired of it. They would love Josh Heupel up there. Trust me. As somebody that grew up in a Penn State family, they would love it there.
Well, hey, dude, whatever it's worth, you're like a great musician who maybe doesn't feel like he's 100%, but everything you're cranking out is still top level. So I really appreciate it. And happy belated Thanksgiving, guys.
Thank you. Gray's a great gifted jazz drummer.
And
when Gray speaks, he knows, because when those guys, when he's gigging, and he gigged around New York City and played a bunch of different places, it doesn't matter if you have a fever or not. It doesn't matter if you have a cold or not. People come to see you. You got to put out. It doesn't matter when you walk out there at Calhoun's, there's 300 people there. You got to put out. It doesn't matter if you're not feeling well Saturday night. You got to get on the mic. You got to rock it for 5 hours after you see something like that. Go ahead, Brian. Then we go back to the phones.
If he just became all of a sudden the disciplinarian and got on practice habits and all that stuff, would they be respected? Would he be respected that way? Because when you haven't been doing something, it appears, and you just change.
It just doesn't matter, Brian. The thing about these jobs is you either change or you're going to get run over. So, I mean, sure, if you got the big whistle and you say from this moment on, when you do this, this is the consequences, and you mean it, sure, you can change. Anybody can change. Don't you agree with that?
Or does he need to hire another bad cop that can come in and do what Golish did?
I don't know. But Golish was, I think, his detail guy. I think we could probably say that with a little bit of certainty. I think Golish was probably his Cutcliffe detail guy. And he probably, Bino, this guy's a little bit of a comfort creature with the guys he brings on his staff and surrounds himself with. And I guess we're all like that, aren't we?
Yeah, I would think for the most part, most of us are going to hang with the people we're most comfortable with. But, there comes a time when you have to make a hard evaluation. And I think that time's probably here for Josh Heupel. And no, Brian, I think a guy like Josh Heupel that never says anything about the officials, I think if he were to snap, they'd all turn and look real quickly at what exactly has happened here. Now, I don't think you can do that with players, but I think you could do that with SEC administrators.
Oh, amen to that. Like from this moment on, I've held my tongue for years and years about the way we're treated by officials, and I'm not holding it anymore. I'm done being your whooping boy. Signed, Josh Heupel. I am done being your whooping boy. Let's go back to our phones. It's the TLD Logistics phone lines are burning off the hook. Hi, you're on the air. Welcome in.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, Columbo. How you doing, buddy? Good to talk to you.
I'm good. So is this Heupel Penn State thing is not real, right?
I have no idea. How would I know? There's a couple of people up there in Penn State country that cover the deal that say that they hear his name around it. Penn State has been claiming people around it that there's a silent candidate they already have a deal with. It's Brian DeBall's one of the names, or Dayball is one of the guys. It's been, and then the Brady guy, who many people linked with the LSU job, who currently works for Pagula, who's the billionaire owner of the Bills, is another guy that's been linked to it. Are they involved with an NFL guy?
Tony, if it was Dayball, they just announced it. He's unemployed.
There you go.
This makes no sense. They've fired him. They were first in the market.
Yeah, you're correct.
And other people are making hires, and they're leaking. They're just all they're having is leaks come out about kind of off the wall candidates like Josh and Sataki. It makes no sense.
You're right.
There's got to be some kind of smoke screen. I don't know for who.
You're right.
DeBoer, I don't know. It's so odd. I don't blame Josh for looking into it. I mean, he's got it's time to restart his clock possibly. The schedule gets very difficult next year. His staff may be kind of falling apart. I think Rodney Garner's going to go down to Auburn. But it's so odd. Why haven't they what have they been doing for 2 months? Did they just think Signetti was coming? I don't get it.
It's kind of like what happened at LSU or at Ole Miss yesterday.
Tony, we're going to get into that because you're way off base.
That's your plan? Pete Golding is your plan?
Tony, what were they supposed to do?
Pete Golding? Go get a coach. You knew he was leaving.
Who?
You knew he was
call Ryan Day?
You knew he was leaving for 2 months.
Back.
You can't hire a coach if you have a coach.
You knew he was leaving. You knew he was leaving. You set up a contingency plan.
They had a coach.
You set up a contingency plan. You can't do that.
Tony, who's going to take
Mark,
the job when
Mark, what you don't have to do is make that guy your permanent head coach.
Pete Golding?
Without any kind of search.
How they're going to keep the roster
Golding?
together? The whole team is going to jump in the portal.
I mean,
how are they going to keep the roster together?
Pete Golding?
The entire defensive staff is going to leave.
Jackie Blue wasn't available. Pete Golding?
Tony, who are they going to go get?
Michael Redd? I mean, Pete Golding?
John Summerall was their choice. He couldn't wait.
Pete Golding is a yellow-bellied hire.
I don't know what you want them to do.
Pete Golding was a
you want to call Kirby Smart?
That's a yellow-bellied way out. Pete Golding. I'm sorry.
Mark, there's a whole bunch of territory between Kirby Smart and Pete Golding.
How about the guy at James Madison? How about showing some creativity?
And the whole team was going to leave in the portal. They have a playoff game in 2 weeks. They had to keep the team and the staff together.
Oh, that's so dumb.
Because Lane was taking everybody.
So dumb. So okay. Now, what's your opinion of Lane Kiffin, a guy who you fluffed for years and
Tony,
years?
Even I'm off this. I'll take it for 2 years and maybe hope he gets an NFL job because, man, that thing, everywhere he goes, it's going to end in an absolute train wreck. Mm-hmm. He ain't going to work for an athletic director over there. He's going to work for politicians.
That's right.
And that ain't a fit, man. And look, the stuff's coming out from the Ole Miss side. I mean, look, yeah, it's sour grapes, but the guy. I mean,
what's the real
I'll take
truth
for
here?
2 years and go try to go load up and win a title with him, but then hopefully he goes to the NFL.
What's the real truth here with him? Did he really give his coaches an ultimatum? Get on the plane or you're not with me?
Tony, that's why they had to go with Pete Golding to keep the staff together. They would have a staff for the playoffs.
How many staff members are left now? What's the count?
The whole defensive staff is still there, minus Chris Kiffin.
Oh, God,
he's
awful.
going over there. Lane is keeping Buddy Baker as DC. Weiss, they don't know. He went with Lane to Baton Rouge. He may come back and call plays for the playoffs. If not, it's going to be Joe Judge calling plays. Kevin Smith is still at Ole Miss, and that keeps Kewan Lacey at Ole Miss. There was a chance players were going to jump in the pool before even the playoff game. So Lane was playing hardball here.
While assuming a smiling face and batting his eyes at Marty Smith, and Marty brought it hook, line, and sinker.
That was ridiculous. Tony,
Marty
ESPN,
bought that thing. Marty Two Straws got down on his knees and kissed his feet.
They're all rep by section and CAA.
He kissed his feet, man.
Herb Street, Saban, they're all rep by CAA, and they're covered for their CAA clients. And Chris Lowe, and look, God love Chris Lowe. We all love the guy.
Don't get him a boy, Chris Lowe.
Himself. He is
I love Chris Lowe. Don't you dare do that.
It's been an embarrassment.
I would defend him if I've been following it. I haven't been following it. That's why I asked you how many guys are still there. Because here's the thing about it. I'm so sick of the sport of college football that I can't even look at it.
This whole thing.
This is dumb.
Tony,
this is idiotic.
They have professionalized this sport.
Yeah.
Yet they keep this amateur calendar.
Yes.
Because they don't want to just come out and say
we're professional.
They want to be able to keep this veneer that these are still student athletes. They're
exactly
not.
Right.
They're professional mercenaries.
And Danny White's right. Until we collect a bargain with these guys and give them multi-year contracts, what you as a fan are paying
for. What you just saw is going to happen, or at least get an NFL calendar here. Eliminate the early enrollment or early enrollment. Do something. Because it's not fair to Ole Miss. It's not even really fair to Lane.
It's not fair to anybody.
Not that I want to defend him for his actions.
You're right. It's not fair to anybody.
Not really fair to him.
No, you're not. You're right. It's not fair to anybody. But I knew yesterday when they had to call the authorities in to get him off that campus, Bino, that was one of the great moments in the history of the sport.
Tony, LSU's first SEC game is in Oxford. They're going to have to play that thing at 8 a.m. It's going to make our thing look like child's play. It's going to be bad.
It might be like over there in Italy when the mob got involved and they didn't let any fans in that one year when the mafia was fixing games. They didn't let any fans in. So
Hey,
great.
Mark, let me ask you one. Let me ask you one more quick question.
Tony, I got a question.
Mark's got. Bino's got a question for you, Mark. Take a breath. Go ahead, Bino. Hang on, Mark. Take a breath. Go ahead, Bino.
If this was all about finishing this year, making sure that you had the roster that you wanted to finish this year, making sure you had the staff you wanted to finish this year, and basically that's what it looks like that they tried to do. Why not just let him coach all the way through?
Because, Bino, you can't have the LSU coach in your building for anywhere from 20 to 50 days. He's the LSU coach. And,
you're right.
And there's a portal period coming up. He's going to tamper with every player if he's there. And also, Tony doesn't want to hear this, but if Ole Miss does that, you're basically saying we are a second-class citizen. And you're telling your donors that, you're telling your boosters that, you're telling everybody that.
They are a second-class citizen. They hired Pete Golding.
Oh my.
One.
They had no choice, Tony.
Time.
It's
Why? He's the only coach alive?
Who were they going to hire?
They hired Pete Golding. One more time.
Who were they going to hire?
I
Summerall
don't
was
know.
off the table.
Was
Golding
Adam
was off the table.
Silver available?
Tony, these deals
Mike
don't come
Gold.
together in 5 minutes. They take weeks to come together.
Scooney
They don't
Penn,
say,
Red
let's go hire
Penn,
him, and they come with a deal in
Pete
5 minutes.
Golding, Vita Blue.
That's not what happened.
Pete Golding, Bino.
Summerall was off the table. Golish was off the table. Who were they supposed to go get? Lincoln Riley wasn't coming.
The guy at James.
I don't know what you want them to do.
The guy at James Madison would have been a good hire.
And he's going to freaking UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
These deals don't come together in 30 seconds, Tony. It takes weeks.
Well, here's a great question. Who's Kentucky going to get? No offense to them.
I guess like Oregon OC.
Oh my! What Kentucky ought to do is ought to be the first to go hire one of these Texas assistant, one of these high school coaches, and let him go get the money. Let him pay him cheaply and give him some NIL money to go build a team. They ought to be the first to try it.
Yeah.
Try something different like Vanderbilt did. Vanderbilt tried something different in it, and it hit for them. It hit. We all laughed when they did it. Nobody's laughing now at what Vanderbilt did.
Tony, what's the plan here with this program? Are we building this through high school recruiting? And that's okay if we are. But why didn't you have your media, any mouthpiece you have in the media, to come out and say, look, we're going to be young and we're going to take lumps
this guy
year.
Doesn't talk to the media. And the AD doesn't talk to the media, and nobody communicates with the fans.
But leak it out. Do something. Like, don't have people thinking, oh, it's a playoff team. When, like,
they knew that wasn't a playoff team. You're right.
I mean, come on. Say we're going to be young and we're going to take our lumps.
That's all.
We're building for the future.
You're right.
Period.
Matt Dixon
we're focusing on high school. We don't want to spend on the portal. We want to do this through high school recruiting.
Mark, you had a cogent phone call from pillar to post. I don't know what's in the water today. Florida had a cogent phone call. You had a cogent phone call. Gray was fair and balanced. What are we doing here? Gray just caught a stray there. Strays for Grays. Matt Dixon said it best. The head coach makes $11 million. They've sheltered him, or 10, whatever the fee is. They've sheltered him to the point where he doesn't have to appear on a coach's show now. He doesn't do anything to communicate with the fans. He goes for a press conference and makes a mockery of it. And I'm not picking at the guy, but this is what they've let this guy get away with. He should sit down with Mike Keith and say, this is the plan. Mike Keith will handle him properly, be fair with him, ask him good questions. Mike's an excellent sports journalist. It can still have some Tennessee gloss on it, if you know what I mean. But a fair, hey, this is what we're trying to do here. This is the philosophy we have. I would say that Danny White, who's Mr. Marketing, he's not Mr. Crowd Control, but he is Mr. Marketing, allegedly. I would say that would be a quality use over the next couple weeks of 45 minutes of Josh Heupel's time. Because remember, I'm the person that told you that if you lose to Vanderbilt, you're in a new reality. And I don't know if these guys realize this yet, but they are in a new reality. When you lose to Vanderbilt, the way you lost to Vanderbilt, you're really in a new reality. It's one thing to lose on a last-second field goal, and we're on here talking about the old college try and this, that, and the other. When you get blowed out, popped in your building, and they pop your bubble, And essentially, they break your will in front of your fan base. As we say in Espanol, both families that were at the trigger of both quarterbacks will tell you no bueno, because we were saying no más, no más, no bueno, no más ni no bueno. Yo soy Antonio. Back after this. Are you currently a residential electrician? Would you like more benefits, better pay, more upside? What about a $3,000 signing bonus? Free company paid health insurance, annual profit share, company vehicle, gas card, much more. Call Advent Electric today. Advent, known for their large commercial jobs around town, and due to high demand, they're adding additional roles for their residential department. Maybe you know a friend, family member that's a residential electrician. Spread the word. Email hr@adventelectric.com. hr@adventelectric.com. 865-588-0631 and ask for the Tony B 3K signing bonus. Advent Electric is hiring. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land. Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold, refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Tony Basilio, and we are live once again with Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, you're out there on the field, 100 strong here in Knoxville. Talk to me. What's been going on with FC Alliance now that the weather's heating up?
We're out here for the first time of the boys' tryouts. We have over 400 kids that'll be here tonight. So a lot of exciting times right now for us. Our club team started at U9 and we go all the way through U19. We have over 1,000 kids that come from Chattanooga from the Tri-Cities that make all our teams and make this club what it is today. So we're excited about it. We finished the younger kids a couple of weeks ago. We just finished the girls last night, and now we're on to our older boys program as we speak right now.
And we're blowing and going in the Tri-Cities. Tell me about it.
We started FC Alliance North 1 year ago, and coming off the first year, we are the largest, most competitive club up in the Tri-Cities area. We just finished our trials last night. Looks like right now we will be well over 400 kids for the upcoming season. So great things happening up there. We've put our boys into some really good regional leagues. So we're excited about what the future holds for them and also our girls programs.
If you want more information, check them out at fcallianceknox.org. That's fcallianceknox.org. Chad Stockton, keep growing the beautiful game here in East Tennessee.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tony.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care. I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you've actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. Baby Smooth Only Drinks vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw premium vodka comes in 4 flavors: black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw Premium Vodka. Please drink responsibly.
The season of giving reminds us of what truly matters, community and connection. Hi there, Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. As the year closes, I wanted to take a moment to sincerely thank you, my Basilio family clients. Thank you for trusting me with your most important decisions. Whether it was finding your first home or successfully closing a chapter, your trust means everything. I look forward to new and continued relationships through the new year, and feel free to reach out to me at 865-694-5904 or nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com. And of course, go Vols.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B. You know, Gray, I should have been a drummer because I can beat a drum, and I can take a point and beat it right into the ground. Beat it! All right, so Rick Barnes, this is the point, okay? Barnes is playing 3D chess with officials. I've never seen, Bino, have you ever seen a guy at the University of Tennessee get a home whistle on the road like Rick Barnes does? Have we ever seen it? We've complimented.
No, he's the first regal whistle we've ever gotten.
Never been to a Final Four, y'all. Oh, he's been to one, I'm sorry. He ain't been to one here. And he don't have a national championship ring, okay? He gets treated like a guy that's won 5 world championships by those officials. You know why? Because he demands it. You know why? Because he's not afraid to go out before the press. And I don't know, I would love to get aside with him and say, hey, as a kid, did you learn that? Who taught you how to do this? Because this is intentional. What Rick Barnes does with officials is 100% intentional. We'll go back to the phones. He was just asked in the press conference about Nate Ament. Now, Tennessee's playing Syracuse, and they got the AC, so they got Syracuse writers in there, and they got Tennessee people, and, doing a press conference. And he was asked about Nate Ament learning from getting in foul trouble against Houston in the first half. And here's his reply about what Nate Ament learned about his foul trouble. He said, well, the officials missed both calls. So really, there was nothing for Nate to learn from. But the officials need to learn from that, though.
Take that.
I'm not asking the head football coach to be something he's not. I'm asking him to show his competitive fire that we know he has to those officials who are taking food out of his mouth in his stadium. That's what they're doing, and disrespecting him. And while we're on the subject, just quit having the lay down lineman. It serves no purpose. Your offense sucks now. You don't need a lay down lineman. Your offense only is great against teams that can't play. No offense. I didn't do it. His offense, Bino, what are they doing with a lay-down lineman on Saturday in that game? First of all, your defense blows. What are you laying down for? What are we laying down for? You're sacrificing.
I think it's gone from trying to rest them to giving us some more time before they actually take the field.
What are we doing?
You're trying to get the opposing offense rusty, probably.
And Brian Hartman's right, by the way. Start the damn second half with an onside kick, please. That is such a great point. I had a guy call the postgame the other night, and he goes, well, I mean, here's the truth. They had a better team. Why won't you say that? Okay, they have a better team. Teams that have better teams lose all the time in college football. I don't know if you realize that. Let's put it this way. Vanderbilt's not 21 points better than the Vols. You think they are, Bino? 21 points better?
No.
No. If that's your mentality, then more power to you. I can't help you. I wish you were my boss. Okay?
Hey, Vanderbilt is the better team. The big question is how and why.
Back to the phones, 865-200-5402. And somebody asked me earlier, why are you guys glazing Pavia? Let me tell you something. Diego Pavia is the best player in college football, and I didn't do it. Okay? He put on a performance for the ages on Saturday. Now, his family is they're total rednecks, okay? Whatever. They're a reality show. Okay, fine. And his mom's 39 and holding, and his brothers are out of control, and all that stuff's true. And he's pretty unlikable. That guy Saturday, between the white lines, competed like a madman. Somebody yesterday in one of my group chats compared him to Drew Gilbert when he was here, and it's a great comparison. He's their Drew Gilbert. Drew Gilbert was hated around this league. Drew Gilbert, let's not forget, is a guy that used to cuss at people on the field. When he hit a home run in one of those playoff games, I was in the stadium, and he was running, screaming at the pitcher, this is my effing house. My effing house. And I think that's a great comparison because, listen, if you're going to go 10-2 at a place like Vanderbilt for the first time in history, you better have a guy that has onions that hang to the ground like Pavia does. And if you can't admit that, I can't help you. And if you want to say I'm glazing him, if I had to vote for the Heisman Trophy this year, I would vote Diego Pavia 1, Diego Pavia 2, and Diego Pavia 3. He's the only guy I'd put on my ballot. And you want to know why? Because without him, Vanderbilt wins 5 football games. Faxes. That's called faxes where I come from. Bino, would you care to add or detract from that? Because that's how I feel about him, and I can't stand the guy. He's kind of like Pete Rose back in the day. I mean, you can't stand him, but you can't deny that, hey, that guy right there is unbelievable. I mean, he just plays so hard.
I'm not taking anything away from him. He's been the difference in their program. They've made a lot of changes. He's the biggest difference in the Vanderbilt we became accustomed to and the one now. And I'm not going to hold him any more accountable for his family than Ron and Mike should be held accountable for me.
And Daniel Webb over on Twitter or YouTube, you are a simpleton. Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony. This is Brian from Richmond.
Hey, Brian in Richmond. Thank you for the wonderful gifts you gave us a couple weeks ago. We enjoyed those over the holidays.
Well, thank you for thank you, Doink. Anyway, I would, Virginia's a great place for wine tours and stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't know that. Sometime. That stuff is really tasty, man. Really good.
Yeah. been on hold here listening, and Mark, won't say stole my thunder, but I think my call is just going to be a big ditto. In 1 point about Heupel and 1 point about Lane Kiffin is really my call. I'm sort of that fan base that's sort of in the middle. Never been the one like Negative Dave that I think is one who fired 5 minutes after he was hired, versus the other side that would be like family and you can't do wrong. But after Saturday, I'm that fan base in the middle. It's now, it's to y'all's point and Mark's and some others here that, hey, he needs to make some changes, very, very concrete, very public changes, and coaching staff included. That also, it's been a while since I've called like a Georgia game. I made the lay down lineman point back then, like that. And that's one of the things he needs to change. And to y'all's point, too, about Pavia and onions, Heupel needs to grow some onions. So let's just put it that way.
No, it's true. It's true. Listen, you can't let players walk all over you, man. You cannot let that thing that the quarterback, the guy's a mid player, okay? You could have in December gone out and upgraded over him with what you were paying him last year. Those guys were all over college football, but when you waited till the spring, I mean, in the spring, you got pretty good players to talk to you. The guy at TCU is a nice player. The guy at Illinois is a nice player. Imagine who you could have gotten to talk to you in December if you would have pursued that route.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
I'm sort of, I'm old school with this NIL Wordle thing. I was, slow to change like that. But then I've sort of been on the background agreeing a little with Heupel and liking that we're doing big time recruiting out of high school. But I'm understanding more and more now that that's just not sustainable that way. And there's probably a balance between portal and that. But if you're going to get high school kids, you also have to prove that you can develop them quick. And that goes back to your coaching staff. So you need to get that going. And on the way out, I was just totally shocked at the Lane Kiffin point. I wanted to make it because what y'all said early in the show about him and being surprised at Mississippi in their Golding's decision like that. But I think I'm making the exact same point that Mark did, and that's, I don't think they had a choice. I heard the report too that Kiffin was taking the entire offensive coaching staff with him if he could, and actually forcing him the point there and everything. And I just wanted to make that point, and I think Mark did it for me. You can't, and it just goes to show. And I've known some things, that Kiffin was doing when he was coaching here, in Tennessee.
Unreal. It was unreal
and
here.
He is pond scum.
He's a bad guy now. Yeah, and I appreciate you. Thank you. Look, I don't know whether he's had a faith change or not, but when he was here, it was wild. He was wild. It was wild. The whole thing was wild. If we ever had a 30 for 30 on that, trust me when I tell you, the one I get about SMU, the one about Miami, it was wild here. Okay, he was unsupervised. We'll come back on the other side. I got to ask a question, and I think this is what it all comes